Hello everyone. Today we have with us Ms. Pritika Sharma, Assistant Professor at UPS Dehradun, one of the leading and eminent law schools in the country. Ms. Sharma completed her BLLB honors from Vivekanand Institute of Professional Studies, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi in 2013, after which she pursued a LLM from National Law School of India, University, Bangalore. Since then, she has gone on to qualify as a company secretary and UGC NET. Presently, she is pursuing her PhD alongside teaching. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Hardik.
So, ma'am, without further ado, let's start with the beginning of your journey and what inspired you to pursue law.
Okay. So Hardik, frankly, talking about my initial days of journey, I was not really very sure about that whether I want to pursue law or not, and it was only during third year of my undergraduation, while I was pursuing law, that I realized that I like communicating a lot. I used to communicate a lot with my friends when we used to prepare during our group studies for our examination. That I realized that I really like explaining basic concepts to my friends in a simplest of the manner. So this passion of teaching, I think I developed during that time. And just after my graduation, I went on for my further studies for my master's. And at that point of time also, I realized while I was doing a teaching internship at the University of Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, wherein I got to interact more and more with the students. So I felt that this is the best profession that I can go for further. And during that time, I taught few of the subjects during my teaching internship. And therefrom, I realized that yes, teaching is my passion, and therefore I continued with this profession thereafter.
Ma'am, since you are a company secretary and you had pursued the course during law school, what would be your advice for CS aspirants?
Okay. Talking about company secretaries, I believe that this is entirely a different kind of work profile that requires high level of responsibility, including the governance, the mechanism, corporate conduct within an organization, and regulatory environment thereof. It also requires a thorough knowledge about the meetings relating to board or shareholders and trustees, various kind of legal and regulatory compliances. So talking about company secretary, it is a job that requires high degree of responsibility. And nowadays, since we are moving more towards the capitalism, therefore corporates tend to share more and more kind of accountability and responsibility upon the important posts such as company secretaries. So a company secretary, along with lawyer, now being a lawyer, will help a person a lot in order to not only safeguard themselves, but also work in the best interest of the company and the corporates, while complying with all the provisions of law. So I think this combination of company secretary along with law makes a very good combination, but provided that a student has an inclination towards subjects like mergers and acquisitions, uh, financial market regulations, and related fields.
Ma'am, what are the advantages and disadvantages of pursuing CS and law simultaneously?
Okay. Talking about law in India, we have two different types of programs in law. One is after graduation, which is a 3-year program, and generally nowadays many of the students, they prefer to go for 5-year integrated program in law. So law as a separate course is itself a very time consuming program of 5 years. Doing CS along with that can overburden the students who are not very good at time management and keeping the time accordingly. So CS is a course which, even though is generally taken sometimes very lightly by the students, but yes, it requires equal degree of equal degree of you can say dedication by the students. So sometimes it may be very difficult for a student to manage two things simultaneously. But apart from that, yes, if a student starts company secretaryship in the initial days of their undergraduation, it can be very beneficial for the students. Yes.
Ma'am, can you suggest some books that might help us CS aspirants?
Okay, well, talking about CS, while pursuing CS, there is enough, I think, course material provided is published by the Institute of Public Company Secretaries itself. It is a published book on corporate governance by a Taxman publication. So this is one book that I really like, that all CS aspirants should go through.
Ma'am, you have pursued LLM from National Law University. What is your advice for our LLM aspirants? Like, how do you suggest that they shall prepare themselves for CLAT?
Okay. Talking about CLAT, which is the Common Law Admission Test, an entrance examination for undergraduation as well as post-graduation. So talking about any kind of entrance examination, I think it is all about time management, and it requires a lot of revision. So students should be very clear that they want to go for their higher studies and want to appear for CLAT in the maybe final year of their graduation program itself, and then they can start preparing for that. So more and more practice of questions and focusing more upon the core subjects such as constitutional law or jurisprudence will help student a lot.
Ma'am, how would you describe your experience as an assistant professor at UPS so far?
Okay. So far, the experience has been excellent. I get to interact more and more with the young students, young minds aspiring to specialize in specific fields, especially taxation law, which is the area that currently I am dealing with. One of the USP of University of Petroleum is that it offers unique specialized courses, and keeping in mind the demand of the specialized lawyers nowadays.
Ma'am, may I know what subjects are you currently teaching there?
Okay, as I mentioned that the university provides for specialized courses in taxation law. So currently I am teaching subjects related to taxation, including direct and indirect taxes, wherein we have specialized honors programs such as GST, customs, income tax, and various other types of direct and indirect taxes.
Ma'am, can you recommend some books for your subjects and for our students out here?
Okay. So one of the leading authority in the area of taxation is the Law and Practice of Income Tax. It is authored by Kanga and Palkiwala. It is published by Taxman publication, and it is considered to be most authoritative commentary on income tax law. So talking about it is a reference book, and apart from this, there are various textbooks such as by Dr. Girish Ahuja or Vinod Kisinghania, which provides for very good textbooks.
Ma'am, what are the challenges that you face on a regular basis or during the lockdown especially?
Okay, so as a like professionally speaking, when I have to teach students, and nowadays most of the universities have moved their system from offline teaching to online teaching. So online teaching sometimes becomes very difficult and challenging because we do not get to interact with the students face to face. So sometimes it loses makes us lose the connect with the student, and sometimes students also face certain issues in understanding the basic of the concepts, especially talking about procedural aspects of law and computation part related questions. It becomes difficult to explain it in a simple manner to the students.
Ma'am, what are the most rewarding moments for you as a teacher?
Okay, so as a teacher, I see that the most rewarding thing is when I see my students getting settled down with the jobs of their respective field, wherein they are really the field that they are really passionate about. So at the end, everybody try hard to get a good job, but very less people are there who get job of their choice. So yes, when students get settled in their respective fields, I really that really makes me feel positive.
Ma'am, if you were to suggest 3 changes in the current legal education system, what would be they?
Okay, so talking about currently the legal education system in India, I think it lacks the training programs and the study which is more oriented towards practical training. So the training, when I talk about training, it does not only I do not only refer to training for these students, but also training for this faculty members. So it will let them be upgraded about the industry practices, and they will be able to contribute more to the students. Secondly, I think we shall focus more upon the core as well as the specialized courses. So nowadays we have I think limited options with this BLLB or BBLLB program, which makes us not being specialized in specific fields. And it is only at the level of post graduation that we get to get specialized courses. So specialization is very important for current needs. Then also mandatory training before entering into profession. So this kind of training, such as practicing in courts, should be made mandatory, irrespective of the field that you are going for. Whether you want to go for academics, whether you want to go for judiciary, or whether you want to go for practice, irrespective of the I think professional field, this mandatory training should be there.
Ma'am, what skills do you believe are essential for mooting? How much relevance does thorough research hold?
I think a thorough research as well as mooting is very important, because it makes any student improve upon their communication skills, argumentative skills, analytical ability or critical thinking, and also improves their interpretation skills. So I think these all skills are very important, irrespective of the field that you choose later on. So whether you want to go for teaching, academics, judiciary, research, or practice, irrespective of that, these all skills are required as you being a student of law.
Ma'am, can you tell us about your mentors, personally or professionally?
I think talking about personally, I really get a lot of inspiration from my sister, who also happens to be a teacher. Even though she is not teaching at a university, she is teaching at primary school. So I think she really inspires me that how much of patience does it require, to make others understand in the similar way and in this most simplest way. Especially talking about India, I think we need to really work upon the basic education, which is generally provided at primary level. Because when I teach at university level, I see that people and students come from different various backgrounds. So they face a lot of challenges, based upon their background and their initial studies and education. They face a lot of challenges. So I think every student should be at par with each other, uh, and their basics should be very strong. So I think I really get inspiration from my sister, and secondly, all my teachers who have taught me uh, so far, whether at school level or whether during my graduation or post graduation, I think I get inspiration from each and every teacher of mine.
Ma'am, you have also qualified for UGC NET. Can you guide our aspirants as to how that they shall prepare for the same?
Okay, just like I mentioned about CLAT entrance examination, any kind of entrance examination, I think requires the understanding on core subjects. As far as I know, UGC NET currently has spatial 8 specific subjects which on which its syllabus is based upon. So I think students should focus more upon these core subjects, and also maximum practice of questions should be there. So UGC NET basically is based upon the multiple choice questions, and therefore more and more practice and revision of the same, because there is quite a possibility that if I refer to the same question 2 months again, after 2 months again, after 2 months, then there is a tendency that I tend to forget what I studied 2 months back. So it requires a lot of revision. So from time to time, we should revise in order to memorize all these. And also, yes, basic understanding and critical analytic ability should be there, specifically talking about part 1 general training.
Can you suggest some books that might help our NET aspirants?
Yeah, so some of the books that I believe are very good are Truman's, and there's a book by Universal, and also R. Gupta. So these all are the books which gives you sufficient number of practice questions, as well as the reading content is also very good in these books.
Since preparing for any entrance can be long and tedious process, do you have some words of wisdom for our aspirants?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, that it requires a lot of revision, first of all. Secondly, I think since it is very tedious and sometimes it becomes boring as well, studying same subject again and again. So I think a student must give themselves a break also. When I talk about break, it need not necessarily be giving a break from study and doing some other work at the same time. That means some kind of refreshing environment should be there. So plan up a holiday in between and then again start from the beginning. So these kind of breaks should be there. It should not be a continuous process, so that student completely gets bored with the studies. So studies should be made more interesting that way.
That brings end to our session. You have been incredibly kind and generous with your time, and especially your guidance there today. Even we really appreciate it and thank you very much. We wish you very best for your journey ahead.
Thank you, Hardik. Have a nice day.